Hi, I'm Isaac, and I'm excited to be with you here at this workshop today. I'm part of Unidad. Unidad is a group that has established some pretty awesome goals for reducing obesity throughout the United States among Hispanic populations here in the United States. Today, our presentation is going to be on maintaining success. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does that actually mean? Well, let me show you. So, we all know that nutrition, eating habits, caloric intake, and deficits are very important in terms of maintaining weight loss. If you're at this workshop today, you've probably made some amazing changes in your life, or you're in the process of doing so. We all know that weight loss isn't easy, but in order to further the reduction of obesity within the United States, this program has set up several interventions in order to help this come to pass. We're going to talk about some of these ideas in terms of maintenance for weight loss by focusing more so on nutritional and eating habits. These are very comprehensive, and as you gain the information that you will learn today, we would encourage you to share it with your community, with those that you love, with those that you know, and those that you find acquaintance with. Because in truth, we all need to lose weight. Most of us are not the most fit, but it's okay. That's why we're here. We're here to make a change. And together we can. Juntos Podemos. So to start off our presentation, we want to talk about nutrition. Nutrition is pretty amazing. If you think about it, you are what you eat. Food is an integral part of our lives. If you think about the process of metabolism and what happens when you actually eat food, your body becomes the material that you eat. When I say that, I mean as you eat the food, your body churns that food into usable energy. That energy is either stored or maintained to, facilitate cellular growth and metabolic function, all that good stuff. There are three easy and simple ways to understand how to properly eat correctly. Some of those ways are these right here. Bright food is something that's really important. The brighter the food, the more micronutrients that there are in the food, and thus the more that your cellular processes will be supported. We want to focus also on minimally processed foods. Minimally processed foods are very important as well. The process of, processing food is quite comprehensive and breaks down a lot of those fragile micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals that are present in all foods. As you intake, or consume, more minimally processed foods, you in turn are able to get more nutritional value and benefit from that, for they are not brought up to higher temperatures to be preserved. Little chemicals are used in order to help with the preservation process. All of these have an effect on your health and nutrition. And lastly, in this section is the affordability. A lot of people tend to shy away from eating bright, minimally processed foods because it's expensive. But if you know what you're looking for, and if you educate yourselves and those around you on how simple and easy it actually is to buy minimally processed and bright and vibrant foods, you'd be surprised at how much you actually can save. I, for example, shop at Walmart. This, of course, is not a paid sponsorship, but Walmart is a place that everybody can relate to. As you go to Walmart, you can spend $100 on minimal items that are heavily processed, and you won't be getting that much out of your buck. So you would be losing the bang for your buck. However, if you focus on foods that you actually have to cook, foods that are bright and minimally processed, you'd be surprised on how much food you actually can come out with in the end for $100 or $50 worth of food. I myself, for 2 weeks worth of food, only spend about $25 a week in order to feed myself, and that's quite a lot of money quite a lot of money saved for just one person to eat healthily. Nextly, we want to talk about eating habits. So I'm going to show you the 6 don'ts in terms of eating. We all know that weight retention is a big issue with a lot of the population that's obese. People try to exercise and put energy into maintaining their weight in that way, doing cardiovascular exercises or repetitive, isometric exercises. These are good for maintaining endurance and cardiovascular health. But lately, studies have shown that this type of exercise is actually not promoting of weight loss. It more so has to do with your maintenance of weight in terms of diet and also in terms of your eating habits. So the 6 don'ts are: don't eat late. Make sure you give yourself about 4 hours before the last meal of your day and the time that you go to sleep. That way, your body can begin to digest all of these complex carbohydrates and these complex proteins that you might be eating into things that are more easily manageable for your body to use and utilize. You also want to avoid eating heavy foods. Heavy foods are very starchy foods, so foods that are, again, heavily processed, very fatty foods. Overconsumption of these things, though in minimal consumption are healthy, overconsumption can cause detrimental effects to your health and are in effect harder to get rid of because these complex carbs turn down into sugars. These sugars are stored into fat. And these fat storages are accumulated throughout your body. Thus, this maintenance of weight loss is detrimented by your consumption of fatty and high carbohydrated foods. Be careful not to overeat. Portion control is a very important process of this whole eating habits area. And the reason why portion control is so important is because not only does it help you shape your mentality in terms of having control over your food intake, but it also helps you to consume less calories, which we'll get on to in a different subject a little bit later on. I already mentioned sugar in an extent, or I guess to an extent, but sugar is a very detrimental thing to eat as well. Sugar is ultimately what your body stores and turns into fat. So overconsumption of sugar will thus lead to fat storage increase in your body. There are also studies showing that sugar is an inflammatory agent, which causes inflammatory responses to happen within your joints. High consumptions of sugar can also lead to things like diabetes, where your body has a hard time producing enough insulin in order to lower your blood sugar levels. You get lethargic and you get dysuria, which means a lot of urination. You get polyphagia, which means a desire to eat more food. All of these things are, I guess, compounding on the problems that we face in terms of overeating. Salt, as you can see, the number 5 is salt. Don't eat a lot of salt. The reason why is because as you eat a lot of salt, your body retains a lot of water content. This heavy water content will lead to things like bloating, will lead to things like achy joints as well, will lead to things like mental fogginess. As you reduce your salt intake to your appropriate nutrient levels for your body size, you will find that you have an easier time to lose weight. And don't eat out. All of these things that I mentioned, this heavy, sugar, salt, overeating, and late, are all amplified by eating out. Think about it. Who's open at 12 o'clock at night? McDonald's, Taco Bell, Jack in the Box. All of these places sell foods that are high in carbohydrates, high in sugars, high in salts, high in fats. Eating out is probably one of the worst things you can do in the process of losing weight. And that is because of all of the things that we just talked about, having access to all of those at any variable time of the day, and the convenience of it. As you make your food, you get to understand what you actually eat, what you're actually being made of. Our next is caloric intake. Caloric intake is pretty simple, and we're going to keep this one pretty short because I have a feeling that most of you already understand what it is. You've been here, you've gotten to this workshop, you know what you're talking about to an extent. So here's some tips. Keep a journal. You know, we live in a modern technological age. Your iPhone, your Android phone, your Google smartphone, all of those devices have access to Play Stores and App Stores in which you can download journal, apps in which you can track your caloric intakes. Things like MyFitnessPal or things like Google, I think Google Fit or something of that effect for Google's specified app. These all give you access to easily trackable caloric journals. You don't know how much a burger at McDonald's is, even though I told you not to eat there. You can go ahead and look it up on MyFitnessPal or any other respective journaling app. These are very easy to use. It just takes some dedication to use it. So as you continue to move forward, be aware. Be aware of the items that you eat. As you eat these foods, you will understand more so how your body is being affected. Make notes when you eat something and you don't feel good after it. Maybe you can understand a little bit of processes in your body that your body doesn't actually like when it eats certain foods. For example, my body doesn't like dairy. I'm not full-blown lactose intolerant, but man, can I tell you, do I get some stomach aches when I drink some milk. Lastly, have a desire to change. Having a desire to change is integral in this whole process. You need to want to actually do it. If you're not keeping a journal and you don't have a desire to, you're not going to be able to count your calories and do the next portion that we're going to be talking about today. This next portion is being in a calorie deficit. The key to weight loss is not exercise. That's the key to maintaining good health. The key to losing weight and maintaining that loss of weight is calorie restriction. You need to be in a calorie deficit in order to continue losing weight. Then you change that calorie deficit to mirror something that we call a basal metabolic rate. Your basal metabolic rate, essentially, what that is it's a baseline, what your body absolutely needs to live off of in order to function. You can change this number here to mirror your activity levels throughout the day, what you need to eat in order to maintain your current body weight, what you need to eat in order to lose your current body weight. The basal metabolic rate gives you an idea and understanding of what your body actually uses in accordance to your age, your height, your weight, and also some other factors and more advanced calculators. This example is a screenshot taken from OmniCalculator. This OmniCalculator.com has over 804 calculators to support you in your life, but this is one that's very easy to go to and understand your basic BMR that you will need in order to sustain your life. So for example, a 250-pound man at 6 feet tall at the age of 25 needs to consume 2,343 calories in order to maintain their body weight. If you want a healthy calorie deficit, you can drop that by 200 points. You can even drop that by 400 points. Dropping it further than 600 points is a little bit dangerous if you do it incorrectly. That's why it's recommended that you consult with your nutritionist or dietitian or doctor before proceeding. In order to carry on, the next is continue to count your calories. As you count your calories, you'll be able to understand what you need to change in order to fall under this basal metabolic rate, or in the right case, to gain a little bit more weight back. Thirdly, you need to drink. Drinking water is so important. As you drink water, you'll be able to flush any of these excess salts or excess sugars outside of your body and be able to maintain homeostasis more efficiently within your body. As you drink water, your body will be hydrated. You'll be able to see medical benefits. You'll be able to see cosmetic benefits. Water is integral. Over 70% of your body is made out of water. Each of your cells are made out of water as well. Basically, as you consume more water, you'll be able to increase the nutritional intake that you have when you eat good foods. Lastly, you need to believe in yourself. You create your own success. Our program here offers comprehensive interventions in order to help people lose and maintain their weight. We also have programs and interventions designed in order to help influence exercise and promote it, as well as help the public understand nutritional benefits associated with looking at labels, eating healthier, all of these nutritional literacy issues that Hispanic Americans can have upon being immigrants to the United States are things that we're trying to target. Our program is here to help you. It's to help those around you. It's to help everyone. As we join together, we can be successful in our endeavors. We can lift each other up and ascend to higher levels. Together we can. Juntos Podemos. If you have any further questions, you can visit us at our website, www.sites.google.com/home/juntos-podemos.com.